told you, we're seeing Avengers Endgame last night, and I saw it. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. 3 hours. So, if you have not seen it, or do not want it spoiled, oh wait, or do not want it spoiled, then I do not recommend you, watching this review, which will probably have tons of spoilers, cough, cough, cough. It's like big, big, big spoilers that you did not expect. Okay? So here we go. This is like, I should probably save this for the end, but like, it's the thing that like shocked me the most, so I'm gonna say it first, okay? Iron Man died, and that like shocked me, cause they, oh my gosh, don't, you know, I'm going in Endgame, and I'm gonna turn down game volume like a ton. Sound effects, just put it to 25. Okay, you can barely hear it. So, anyway, so he died, right? Because he did the snap. He reversed the snap. Well, no, well, anyways, so what he did was, since Thor, no, not Thor, Hulk had, he was the one who did the first snap to reverse everything. But then it took a long time for everybody to become awake. And then at the final battle, like, which is basically, okay, I'm in the game right now. This is basically what happens at the end of the movie. This is what happens, basically. You have all the Chitauri guys and Thanos, and a couple other minions, but at the beginning, it's just the Chitauri and Thanos, alright? And you know what else it is? It's just Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, and Hawkeye. That's literally it at the beginning. That's it. So this is literally the ending of the movie. This is the end, except he doesn't have to cook the stones, he just has to get the gauntlet. But he gets him, but then Iron Man gets him back, and then he does this weird thing with his gloves, and it's like, oh, like, ooh, spooky. So then it's like, then they like teleport over to his instead of Thanos' gauntlet, and then they snap everybody, including Thanos. Thanos just fades away, but before Hulk had to do it to get back half the universe, he almost died. But since it was mostly gamma radiation, he survived. But then, after like Thanos is just doing like a straight up attack, they just bomb the whole place. And it's like bomb, bomb, and it looks like a nuclear wasteland when they're doing the fight. But they literally have like every Avengers character there that's like a good guy at least. Like literally, it's insane. So basically the gameplay you're watching is basically Endgame. That is literally why they called it Endgame. It's cause it literally is Endgame. This is what happens in Endgame basically. This is basically Endgame. But you have every hero besides them, but this is just like what it was at the beginning. They can't give too many spoilers. So they do what it is at the beginning. And Thanos, we're not there. So what happens is, if you've seen this, you probably aren't watching this if you haven't seen this. So, like, probably nobody's watching this because, like, nobody's seen it really yet. So, but maybe you really just want to hear what happens because you can't go see the movie or something. But so this is what happens at the, wait, hold on, I can't remember what I was gonna say. So, oh, I remember what happens. So, Ant-Man, he eventually gets flung out of the space mabob thing after 5 years. So it takes them 5 years to get, and they think they're gonna like stop Thanos and everything. Then it's 5 years later, and you must be wondering, hey, where does the Fortnite sponsorship come in? Because Fortnite is sponsoring Endgame, right? Well, then where does it happen and where does Fortnite happen in Endgame? And I don't think it happened last time in Infinity War. But oh, look, it happened this time. Thanos and his friends. I mean, not Thanos. Thor and his friends are playing Fortnite. They're literally playing Fortnite using the Bright Bomber skin. Like, no joke. Like, he's like using a PlayStation, and he's like, and then there's this jerk, and then it's funny because it's like there's this jerk, and he was being really annoying on Fortnite, and Thor had to shut him up, and he's like, if you do not stop being a jerk, I will come fly over to your house, come to your basement, and lightning strike you or whatever. So that was really funny, but that's how they sponsored Fortnite. So possibly billions of people are gonna see that, even though billions already know about Fortnite. So that was pretty cool. But then, oh yeah, Thor. Um, they at the very beginning, like after I watched 45 minutes of commercials, about 30 to 45 minutes or something. No, I'd say 30, 15, because there were so many commercials, probably because it was first day opening. I went, and like all the theaters were only again Endgame. There were two that weren't. Two that weren't. It was insane. And then one of them was still an Avengers like movie, Marvel, which was the Captain Marvel, because that had just come out recently, so you might need to see that before you see Avengers Endgame, because you hadn't seen that yet. Well, anyways, so they kill Thanos. He finally goes for the head. He also goes for the arm. So what happens is he ain't messing around no more. Thor's like, there's a stone, everybody busts in, and then he's like, and then, so what happens is pretty funny, but first, he's like goes for the arm, like people said they should have done. Like went for the arm, or head. But he goes for the arm, cuts off the gauntlet, he can't do anything. And then the Nebula says that Thanos was not a liar when he was talking about how he destroyed the stones, right? So, then he's all like, so then when Thor is saying thank you, Thor just chops off his head, and then they said, what did you do that for? And he's like, I should have went for the head or whatever. He's like, you told me to go for the head, so he just went for the head. And then they have to try to get Iron Man to come and build the time travel machine, and so they have to try to build a time travel machine, right? But Iron Man really doesn't want to do it. He really doesn't want to do it. So, like, he's just like, oh, I don't think I should do this. This could be risky. So he's like, I don't want to do it. And then, like, so, like, everybody wants him to do it. So then Hulk starts doing it. But he comes because he realizes they could be doing it the wrong way, so he helps. Plus he misses Peter Parker, so he does it. So he does that. And then they all go, and they all have, like, one way back and one way out. Oh, by the way, Thor's fat. Okay. And, well, they go in, because it's like the only way they can time travel, because the time stone is gone. Thanos destroyed it. So they have to go get the stones from back in time. But what happens is, since Nebula's there, Thanos is linked to the neural network. Like Nebula, that old Nebula is linked to the newer Nebula from their network. Somehow or whatever. So it's like, come here. Okay, whatever. But, so then they see that they're there, and then they try to bring full-on attack. They switch the real Nebula with the fake Nebula, like from 2014 or whatever, because they're in like 2014. And then right after the snap happens, Thanos comes back, but from 2014. She's got this weird sword thing and his helmet and stuff, and so what happens is then this leads them to the Endgame. It literally takes you 2+ hours to get to this point. So literally, they they're like trying to help everybody. By the way, Captain Marvel's there now, and they weren't. Captain Marvel wasn't there because they were helping everybody else on the other planets. But anyway, so Captain Marvel's there now, but Thanos was so powerful that even Captain Marvel couldn't defeat Thanos because she withstood a big punch to Thanos, but then Thanos literally removed one of these stones from his glove and he punched her with it and then it sent her flying. I think it was like the Power Stone. But anyway, it was crazy. So then it's all like, oh my gosh. So then he was about to snap, but then Iron Man comes, tries to stop it, but then Thanos is about to do it, and he does it. But guess what? He doesn't have the stones. It's not working. And that's what I thought. I was watching, and I'm like, no way they're gonna let them just redo the snap. No way they're gonna let them redo the snap. So I'm like, okay, there's obviously something Tony did. He wouldn't have gave up that easily. He's obviously done something to the stones. Like, made it so the gauntlet can't be used. I was right. The stones are in his gauntlet. And then he's like, because Thanos was about to say before what he said before he did it was he said that he was inevitable, and then he had the thing in his hand, and he's like, and I am Iron Man. Dude, and then he just snaps his fingers, and then it starts like corroding him, like, and he starts dying from it. He ends up dying from the snapping. But I mean, Thanos has returned. I'm Thanos. Why am I Thanos? Okay, first of all. Okay, this makes interesting gameplay. Okay, let me get down. Okay. So anyway, okay, I can't even remember. I'm too amazed at this happening. Okay, so I'll probably just cut this out if I can, cause I'm like literally just trying to focus. But anyway, so okay, so yeah, Iron Man dies because of the corrosion from the snap, and he dies. But Iron Man and Strange are all back, and they almost didn't get the time stone. You know what's funny? They almost didn't get the time stone, but he like tells her, well, he ends up giving it to Thanos anyway. He ends up giving it to Thanos. So she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, he must have had a good reason. And that reason was so then they could have that conversation, so they could get the time stone back. He knew what was happening. He knew this was the only way. He would have had to die and come back to life by everybody traveling back in time. And I was Thanos. Look at your boy Thanos. Yeah, this is not what happens. We do not get restored balance. But that's basically the summary of Avengers. I could go more into detail. I don't know if I want to. Let me think. Is there anything else I could go into detail more? Basically, they just... No, never mind. I was gonna say about how they had so many graves, so they had put like hundreds of people in one grave, and they were called the victims or whatever or something. And by the way, I say pick up this skin. I think it's gonna be the only one out. I think it might be the only one out. Because, well, first of all, they haven't released another skin. And this skin played a really big role. Oh yeah, I know what I can also talk about. Okay, so at the end, when they go to return the stones, so nothing major happens about that. It will take them like 5 seconds to bring Captain America back. But he goes back to like 1970 first. And then throughout time, he brings them all back to their right places. So he's doing that, and somebody told him to get like a life or something. So he does that, and he comes back. They can't bring him back because he walked there. He walked. So he was existing in 1970, and then he walked to go back to where he was and sit on a bench. He's like really old, and now I think it's what's his face he's now gonna be Captain America, so he's actually gonna be his own character who might actually get his own movies. He's that guy who's like the second Iron Man. I don't know his name, but anyway, like he's now Captain America. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and it is literally in the opening scene. What happens is Hawkeye's family gets like dusted, and he's like, so game theory predicted that right, but he was totally incorrect on his theory that Iron Man would live. He was totally wrong. He was the one who died. He said he had the most likely chance of being alive, but he was the one. There were only two people who died. I can't remember the other one. But yeah, also at the end of the movie, like, he's like married to like Black Widow or something. So, yeah. We shall use Iron Man's gloves, and because he died, so we will use his gloves. I just want Cap's shield. That's all I want. Okay, let's go. That's basically the movie. And I'm trying to think if I left anything out. Well, I'd say basically, like an hour or two of the movie is them just getting the stones. So I don't think I really left anything out. They just go get the stones. I explained how they get to them. And it's like really complicated. Like, so yeah. But let's finish up this gameplay. Wait, what's this? Well, I know what this is, but like, why is it going? Because all the things went in, these things. I think that's why. I wanna see. Okay, I can't go in that one either. Okay. Well, yeah. So if you're thinking, ooh, I wanna go see the movie. Well, first of all, if Iron Man's your favorite character, then you probably should, but at the same time probably shouldn't, because I say probably should because it's a good movie anyway. But he dies, but it's mostly about Iron Man. That's what the movie mostly is about. So, let's say if you really like Iron Man, go for them. But if any of the snapping characters are your favorite, unless you just want to see them come back to life, I wouldn't recommend seeing the movie if that's all you want to see, is them come back to life. Because they only come, you can only see them at the very end, and they help at the thing. But yeah. Well, I guess you could still see it, but like, they're only at the end, just saying. So, and that's basically the movie. But yeah, the reason they were filming all those past things was not like memories or anything. That was when they were going to get the stones. That's where they got the stones. So they had to go get the stones. And then actually Captain America had to fight Captain America because Captain America, the old one, not the one from 2019 or whatever, or the 5 years later after that or whatever. I'm talking about the one from 2012. He thought it was Loki, but he was from the future, but he couldn't say that. So he just said, I'm Captain America. So then he had to defeat Captain America. And you think Captain America would have realized that it was himself, because, yeah. But anyway, I'll probably just end it right here. So yeah, peace out, guys. Oh, by the way, like if you want a part 2 on more details about the movie.